Mike's Daily Podcast.
1517. 1517. I love the sound of my own voice. We had a show yesterday, 1516. I don't know if you heard it or not. It did not get uploaded until later than usual. And that's because I had a guest on by the name of Carl Davis Jr. and because I had the goofiest technical problems.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The morning show that I do, I am required to play sound effects. It helps enhance the show.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Oh, my.
Yes, that's the kind of sound effect I drop. Look at you, you're listening to this show, and I appreciate it too. But there was a bit of a snafu yesterday, and so I am going to say something blue. Holy
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I was so mad yesterday morning because I couldn't get to my sound effects, and it turned out
Mike's
all I had to do
Daily
was go to this little blue button
Podcast
and hold down the left click on the mouse and hold it there, and it toggled back. I should have known that. What am I, crazy? Are you crazy? That's right. I should have known, but I didn't. Oh, well. I was at a party last night, and it was fun, and we were hooting and hollering and having a great time. I drank a thing called a hot buttered rum. I had not ever had that, and it was so good, and I think I knocked a couple things over because I was quite drunk. And where's my breaking glass sound effect? I will do this instead. I did not drive. I walked to the party. Look who else walked in. And it was here we go. There we go. It was a wonderful party. I had such a blast. And the thing I noticed, though, is that people's parties lately, they're running into this little problem, and that is when they put out dip, the chips for the dip are tiny. They're minuscule, small, tiny.
And here's today's podcast picture. Are you out of your mind?
They're really small, is my point. The podcast picture today. And so I'm trying to scoop up this delicious dip, and I can't because it's so small. Why? Why is this happening now in the world today where the chips are so small? What's happening? I don't know. Who's that comedian that says that? Jim Gaffigan. I don't know why that's happening. Why does he talk like that? But it was a wonderful Christmas party, a pre-Christmas party, and the people that threw it were so nice. They were just to do that. And they know that during the holidays, I can't spend any time with anybody because my stupid part-time hours. And they know, so they were cool, and it was just great. It was Christmas come early, like a whole week ahead, and tomorrow's, I think, the shortest day of the year, either tomorrow or the next day. But I want you to enjoy whatever bit of sunlight you have and go out and have fun. And look at the podcast picture, which I think I'm going to post from Carmel in this happy little Christmas tree-y place that I went to, this little plaza. And it was so nice. I went there with my dog Basil the boxer, and we had a nice long walk, and so that's or should I post a picture? No, we'll do tomorrow. Maybe we'll do one with Basil and I yet again at Carmel Beach. But yeah, the Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer and all that stuff, and the Charlie Brown special and that Frosty the Snowman special. And I watched that the other day. Oh my gosh, did they just spend $3 on animation for that movie, that Christmas TV special we used to watch all the time as kids? horrible animation on that thing. I never realized. As a kid, you're like, I don't care. Oh, you know what we're going to do instead is we're going to post a picture from Monterey. And they've got this monument there by the water where they have all these different people of note from Monterey sitting on this Monterey rock, and there's a fountain around it, and they put Santa hats on everybody. So yeah, we'll go with that picture. Sorry, I'm indecisive today. But hey, at least I'm doing a show today, because yesterday there was just no time. Hey, what the heck happened here with the Bitcoin? Yes! Crypto company SEC has suspended trading in SRCW stock. The crypto company. The reason for the suspension has to do with the major growth that the stock has seen recently. This includes a 2,700% increase over the last month. This has raised fears that the stock is being manipulated, which is the reason for the suspension. The crypto company stock was last traded at $575 per share, and it has a total market value of $11 billion. The company was incorporated in March and deals in trading and investing in digital assets. The shows that I produce for the financial radio station all pretty much say no, don't even do the cryptocurrency unless you've got some money, gambling money, because you might just see that money disappear. It's very volatile. The suspension that the crypto company is facing for its stock is only set to last until January 3rd at midnight. The SEC has been taking more notice of companies with connections to Bitcoin and other virtual currencies of late. I think it's interesting to note that our president said that the hacking for the WannaCry virus, which people's computer data storage was taken hostage in this hack, in this virus, and they required you to pay them with Bitcoin. But our president said,
because you'd be in jail,
that he said the North Korea was behind the WannaCry virus. So North Korea, the seedy underworld of hackers and in the internet, all deal with Bitcoin. So it's not the most uplifting. I mean, it is just blatantly involved with all kinds of ne'er-do-wells. So the SEC's recent attention on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies includes some warnings about the dangers of the assets. It put out a warning back in August about investing in initial coin offerings, or ICO, that could potentially be scams. It also created a list earlier this month for the risks that investors of Bitcoin face. While the SEC is working to catch up on Bitcoin, some groups are becoming more accepting of the virtual currency. This includes the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which started trading Bitcoin futures on December 18th. This is possibly because the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, completed the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission self-certification process. Another firm is also now trading Bitcoin futures. I don't know. But the Senate passed the tax bill. Yes, it finally happened. And Trump said something to the effect of, "Wee!" And
we're moving things along, and we're moving them along fast.
And now the bill comes to his desk and he goes,
should I sign it?
All right. That's what...
We had to make the move, and we decided to make the move.
That's right. And then he had a stroke. And he said...
I'm really rich.
No, wait. He said this other thing. Oh, it's gone. Where did it go? I have this one. Oh, here.
The United States.
Thanks for waiting for that. Sometimes things don't happen the way. Oh, the horrible train crash yesterday or Monday. Unbelievable. Oh, poor Oregon. So jubilant Republicans pushed on Wednesday to the... Oh, let's listen in, though, to what they had to say. This was Governor Jay Inslee of Washington.
Have significant tools They are well on their way to gathering evidence. They indicated to me that they were pleased that the scene was intact so that the evidence will remain undisturbed for their evaluation. We should have confidence that we will find out what happened in this horrific event, and we will fix anything that went wrong to make sure that in the future, rail safety is assured for everyone. None of us, including myself, should be making conclusions about the causes of this accident at this moment. We need to get to the bottom of it. The one thing the NTSB told me is said, we are going to keep an open mind until all of this investigation is done. But I will tell you this, there are 1,000 unanswered questions about this right now.
User error. The train conductor person went too fast in that zone. Jubilant Republicans pushed on early this morning to the verge of almost sweeping rewrite. What? To the verge of the most sweeping rewrite of the nation's tax laws in more than 3 decades. A deeply unpopular bill they insist Americans will learn to love when they... Well, you know what? Republicans say that, and Democrats said that about the Obamacare. When they see their paychecks in the new year, Republicans say people will like it. President Donald Trump cheered the lawmakers on, eager to claim his first major legislative victory. After midnight, the Senate narrowly passed the legislation on a party line of 51-48. Vote. Protesters interrupted with chants of "Kill the bill, don't kill us," and Vice President Mike Pence repeatedly called for order. Upon passage, Republicans cheered, with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin among them. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Sharona Majority Leader, insisted Americans would respond positively to the tax bill. Obamacare is killed in this. I listened to a whole long podcast about that on The Daily, which the New York Times puts out, and they talked about how the fascinating road that Obamacare took, the Affordable Care Act, and how it all went back to Mitt Romney back in Massachusetts when he was governor. And he saw in his health insurance in his state that there were a lot of people, free riders, they were called, where they wouldn't get insurance, something bad would happen to them, and then the hospitals would have to fork out the money to repair this person or help them get better. And all that cost was being eaten by people that did pay for insurance. So in order to prevent this problem of money just being wasted, he said, we'll do a government mandate. You have to have insurance. We're mandating you. And that's what's called the individual mandate, which every time you hear that word individual mandate in any news story, you immediately fall asleep. But then Obama, who wanted to pick up where Bill Clinton had tried to give us our national health care system, and Hillary Clinton was the main champion of that. He didn't want the individual mandate because he said people, when they see how cheap insurance is going to be, having a national health care system, a health plan, they're going to want to buy insurance. And actually, after all is said and done, that actually happened. People did buy insurance because they saw how cheap it was, not necessarily because they were mandated by it. Anyway, that's what they say in this podcast. And now it is going away due to this tax plan. It is taking away, I think it's funding to the tax to Obamacare. And it's just out of, okay, there's money here. Oh, we're taking out the mandate. You're not mandated now to pay for it. And part of the reason why they said they're taking that away in this podcast is because the Republicans see that if people are mandated, then they won't sign up for Medicare. That's our national. I don't know. I just have regular insurance. I have insurance through my company, which actually I'm going to have to start paying $40 a month for, which I know sounds incredibly cheap if you're buying insurance. I know I used to pay $500 a month for insurance. So, but it went from $0 to $40. So even it's going up with a company plan where I work. But the point being that there's the Republicans have finally, after all that back and forth about repealing Obamacare, it's now just being quietly done in the tax plan. So that's what's happening there. Cyber threats were disabled. U.S. says that Facebook and Microsoft disabled North Korean cyber threats. Facebook Inc. and Microsoft Corporation disabled a number of North Korean cyber threats last week, a White House official said yesterday, as the United States publicly blamed Pyongyang. I want to say Pyongyang. Okay, I did. For a May cyber attack that crippled hospitals, banks, and other companies. Facebook took down accounts that stopped the operational execution of ongoing cyber attacks, and Facebook acted to patch its existing attacks, not just the WannaCry attack initially, said Tom Bossert, who also said,
"We do not make this allegation lightly. We do so with evidence, and we do so with partners." Other governments and private companies agree. The United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and Japan have seen our analysis, and they join us in denouncing North Korea for WannaCry. Commercial partners have also acted. Microsoft traced the attack to cyber affiliates of North Korean government, and others in the security community have contributed their analysis. The stability of the internet and the security of our computers is vital to free and fair trade and the fundamental principles of our liberty. And accountability and cooperation are the cornerstone principles of our cybersecurity strategy.
Dang you, North Korea. And finally, as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, BlackBerry made a profit. They are making a profit. BlackBerry. I didn't even know they were still in existence, but they are, everybody used to have one of those things, or you were totally cool if you had one of those. And, wow. I'm sorry, it was in Washington, the train crash. Did I say Portland? I stand corrected. Yes. Amtrak Cascades is the train company. It was Amtrak Cascades passenger train 501, DuPont, Washington. I for some reason thought it was Portland, Oregon, but I have corrected that now. And yes, still, horrible. I love trains and just a train derailment. Somebody was posting on Facebook about how they just watched a documentary about train derailments and just how it happens. And I guess there's something on PBS they've been running. Nova has been doing a thing about that. But anyway, back to BlackBerry. So they made a profit, and then FedEx is totally getting a bunch of money this year because of all the delivery, all the people, all the stuff that's being bought on Black Friday. It's being delivered, all of it practically, by FedEx, and they're making a bunch of money, and they're really happy about the tax plan because apparently they're going to be able to keep a lot more cash. They're in the money. Well, happy for them. Anyway. Café Anyway. Lots of... Now, what about UPS? That's a good question. They're probably raking it in too. But that's the end of the show. I want to thank you for listening, and thank you for, if you listened to the Carl Davis Jr. show, that was fun. He talked all about how he created a lot of interesting parties back in his early days in the Bay Area, and he wore MC Hammer design clothes, and it was fun. So, and he told me about some interesting places to go vacationing that I had not considered, and I do need a vacation soon. But thank you for listening to Mike's Daily Podcast, a show I bring to you daily from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcaster Valley. And you can help out the show. Go to mikesdailypodcast.com. There's a PayPal there. I also had the Yuletide personalized MP3 for the contest, but I'm done with it. I'm done. Nobody's called or written me, so screw you. I mean, screw it is what I meant, not you. There's nothing wrong with you.
What is the matter with you? Something must be wrong with you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Are you out of your mind?
Don't listen to those people.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, they all love you. They all love you. They think you're wonderful.
Right.
Have I built you up?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, I gotta go. Let's end the show.
Which is a very good thing. Which is a very, very good thing.
Hey, wait a minute. We didn't say hi to any of the characters. Oops. They'll zip by right now.
I'm Mr. Root Beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh boy, have some delicious root beer. Valentino, the parking attendant.
Oh, Mike Matthews, you're just like herding us out to the parking lot right now. It's like so mean.
This is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. We get the hint, Mike.
No, wait, we're all hopping into my car. We're gonna go get yogurt.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!